right, it is that time of year once again. But really, for me, this is the first time I actually get to really do an E3. Obviously, last year, the pandemic, E3 wasn't a thing. The year before that, I wasn't doing YouTube. So I'm very, very excited to give you guys my E3 predictions. I've got a list of some stuff here. We'll go over some things I think we're gonna see, some things I don't think we're going to see. Some of this stuff I have mentioned in other videos, but I wanted to make one final video. We're 5 days from the time I put this video up, 5 days from Nintendo's presentation, and I really do think it's gonna be big. What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. If you're new here, there's all kinds of links to just about anything you can imagine down below. Check those out. We have a podcast channel where we do a lot of really funny edits of our live streams. Those seem to be going over very well. There's a link to the Discord, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's all down there. If you're interested in any of that, go ahead and click that, and I'll see you there after this video. So let's jump into some of the stuff that I think we can all agree on here. I think probably the first thing we'll see in the presentation, it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. We're probably gonna see a Smash character to open this whole thing up. I'm not gonna go into who that's gonna be, but I can tell you this. You can go look back at a lot of Nintendo Directs, and almost, maybe not every one of them, but a lot of them, since Smash Bros. Has come out on the Switch, a lot of Nintendo Directs start with a Smash character reveal, I guess, or end with one, but I think in this case, we're probably gonna start with one. I have no idea who it's gonna be. Absolutely no clue. I'm not even gonna try to guess. Which should be a strong opening, and then from there, I think it's just only gonna get better. Now, there are 3 games I wanna talk about here, and I think we're gonna come to a situation where we're gonna either see 1, maybe 2 of these games, but probably not all 3, just because they're all 2D games, and I don't think that we're gonna see 3 brand new 2D games announced in one Direct, E3 or not. Now, obviously, we've got the rumors of Donkey Kong. We've got the Kirby rumors, which are even older than that. Then, of course, the Metroid 2D game that everybody's talking about, which I think is definitely coming. Maybe at E3. It's very, very possible. But I will say this. If they go with one of these games, if we see one of these games, I would say the one that we will see is the Kirby game. The only reason I say that is because it sounds like that's the one that has been in development for the longest, so that's the one I'd probably expect to see first. Now, if they go for 2 of these games, which I think is possible, because 3's too much. I don't think they're gonna do 3. But if they do decide to do 2 2D games, it could be DK. It could be the new Donkey Kong game that we've heard the Odyssey team is working on right now. That would be cool. I would say the only way we're going to see the Metroid 2D game is if we get some sort of update on Metroid Prime 4, which I will say is possible. But right now, just the way things are going, I think we're not gonna see anything about Metroid Prime 4 until we see something about the Switch Pro at this point. So I would say if we do 1, it's Kirby. If we do 2, it's probably gonna be DK, not the 2D Metroid. Now, this next one, I am doubling down on, I'm tripling down on. I think this E3, finally, God, how many times have I said this in a video? How many times? A lot. A whole lot. I think this is finally where we see Bayonetta 3. I honestly think this is finally it. It's been so long. It has been so long. This has got to be it. If this isn't it, I would probably start to have some serious concerns about what's going on with this game, because it has been a long, long time. Something else we do definitely need to talk about, since we did mention it earlier, is the Switch Pro. We will not see the Switch Pro at E3. Not only has Nintendo said they are just focusing on software in 2021 and some in 2022, but also because I just think there's a lot of factors going into this whole thing that are delaying stuff. We talked about this in the video I put out yesterday. If you have not seen it, I'll link it right here. We talk about, you know, the Switch Pro and kind of what might be going on with it and where these rumors we got came from. A lot of stuff in there, so I'll link that here. Make sure you check that out after this video, but I don't think we're gonna see the Switch Pro. I think at this point, maybe towards the end of the summer, we might see it, maybe. But again, I cover that a lot in the other video. Check that out. But as far as predictions go, that's the one that I'm gonna go ahead and put a lot of my eggs in that basket there. The Switch Pro will not be at E3. Now, something I think we have a chance to see, because we didn't really get the big Pokemon Direct that we that we thought we were gonna see, or the Pokemon Presents, whatever they call them now. We didn't really get that. So I think it's a possibility that we may get some new information on Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think now that we have the release date for that game, a new trailer would go a long, long way for people to maybe have a little bit more confidence in the game after what we saw. You know, a lot of people were very upset with what they saw in the original trailer. I think a new trailer for that would go a long way to keep fans happy. And I mean, who knows, maybe we might even see something with that game in the treehouse after the event. That would be cool. Maybe we can actually see some gameplay. Seems like the right time. It's coming out in February, so yeah, it's something that's at least possible. Okay, now the big stuff, obviously you guys know that I want to talk about, is Breath of the Wild 2 and the Zelda 35th anniversary. I have thought about this a ton. A lot. Probably way too much. But I've come to some conclusions here. Most of them I'm not happy with, but I think I know the way this is gonna shake out. Let's start with the obvious. Skyward Sword's gonna be coming out right after this, you know, later next month. This game's gonna be dropping. We haven't seen really anything. I think we get a small, short trailer, maybe to talk about a little bit of the extra stuff they're gonna put in the game, and then I do think we see a lot of this game in the treehouse afterwards. This game needs it bad after the Loftwing amiibo thing, and, you know, just the whole controversy that's been Skyward Sword HD. We need to see what else is in this game. We need to see gameplay. We need to see it in action. I think we finally do get to see it in action at the treehouse after E3. Now, as far as the 35th anniversary goes, I think it's gonna go one of two ways. Unfortunately, I probably think it's going to go the second way that I'm going to explain here, but stick with me here. Now, I don't think either way we're getting a full-out 35th anniversary announcement. We may not even get a mention. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. I don't think we're even gonna get a mention of the 35th anniversary. I think that may be something they save for just a little bit later, maybe after the E3 buzz dies down just a little bit. But I think it is possible. Again, not likely at this point, and I'll explain why, but I think it's possible we see some of the other HD remakes that were on the Wii U come to the Switch, or possibly Ocarina of Time. And unfortunately, I would say it's probably a better bet to say that we're not gonna see any of those. I think the only games that they're gonna talk about as far as Zelda go at E3 will be Breath of the Wild 2 and Skyward Sword. After thinking about this and really trying to just rack my brain on what they could do to make this work, I just don't think that they're gonna put out all these HD remakes when they're putting out an HD remake. It doesn't make a lot of sense to say, here's an HD remake of an old game in this franchise. Here's another HD remake, and here's another HD remake. Here's just a bunch of Zelda HD remakes. I don't think they're gonna do that. And I don't think they're gonna talk about any new Zelda games, because obviously they're not gonna wanna take anything away from Skyward Sword coming out next month. And they're probably not gonna wanna take anything away from Breath of the Wild 2, which I do think we are going to get some amazing things from. So as upsetting as what I just told you might be, let's bring it back up a little bit to finish out the video here. I would say, other than not seeing the Switch Pro, this right here is the biggest lock of E3. We are going to see Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay. We're gonna get a name. I think we may even get a date. Don't hold me to the date, but I know we're gonna get gameplay, and I know we're gonna get a name. I think they are gonna have a whole bunch of awesome stuff to show us about this game. I think we're gonna get a great idea of what the story might be about, what new elements that we're gonna see in this game that weren't in the original Breath of the Wild. I think this is it. I think this is the big Breath of the Wild 2 blowout. So that's great. That's gonna be awesome. I don't think that's it. I think there's gonna be one more thing, which there always is, and I've said this in several videos, just like Bayonetta 3, doubling down on this, tripling down on this, quadrupling down on this. We are going to see Mario Kart 9, and it is going to be the holiday game, probably released in October, September, something like that. November's already covered, so probably October, but I think we're getting Mario Kart 9, and I think we're getting it this year. I think it's the one more thing that they have at this presentation, and everybody's gonna lose their mind. Now, what it's gonna be, who knows? We're all hoping for the Nintendo Kart, the Smash Ultimate treatment for the Mario Kart franchise. I know that's what I want. That's really all I want. I want to be able to race as Skull Kid. I think that would be I think that would be really cool. I know we would all love to see more characters. Characters that aren't, you know, necessarily Nintendo characters. Let's go outside, just like they did with Smash. Something else I would really like to see is items that are more specific to the character, like special items that they can get. You know, maybe the same set of stuff that everybody gets, but let's say you're racing as, I don't know, for instance, Daruk from Breath of the Wild. Maybe you got all 4 of the champions in there. And if you're Daruk, you can use, you know, Daruk's protection. Maybe you can use the shield that comes around you to stop a blue shell. Or if you get close enough to somebody and they bump you, it'll knock them, you know, things like that. I think things like that would really be cool. And that's just an example. There's so many different possibilities you could do with these characters just to make it just more of a deeper experience. You know what I mean? But obviously, I have no idea what they're gonna do with this game, if it even exists, but I think this is the big one. I think this is what we're gonna see. And I do hope it lives up to all of our expectations because, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is awesome. I don't think anybody out here is gonna disagree with that. But when you compare it to something like Smash Ultimate, I mean, it's kind of night and day. Mario Kart's ready for the ultimate treatment, I think. But guys, that is all I have for this one. I wanna know in the comments, what is your lock for E3? What is the game? What's the one thing we're gonna see from Nintendo in their E3 presentation that is a 100% go in your eyes? Let me know down below, guys, and as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.